whatever it is. When it fails to do the same, then you need a little more. When the threshold is reached, then you need a little more. So if you keep yourself within the limits of moderation, it has to be under very small, very powerful self-discipline. Otherwise, it always demands for more. It is like every other drug's effect, even innocent drugs like aspirin. When you have one tablet for your headache, after a while one tablet will not be sufficient, so you have to have two instead, sometimes 3, 4, 5, until they begin, etc. And on the one hand it will be beneficial, on the other hand it will be extremely damaging. So this is the basic issue. When God prescribes something, He knows human psyche. He knows what happens within man and what are the forces which once unleashed will go out of control of people. Alcoholism is one such thing. So in that study, the picture which is created relates to fatty degeneration. Now, I didn't want to go into such detail in answer to your question, because I know, as the Holy Quran has said, it has some benefits, of course, many benefits. In homeopathy, for instance, its use is very beneficial, but it's not to create intoxication at all. So there is no question of addiction involved in that. But according to the medical studies, your liver is tuned to convert alcohol only to a certain percentage. When you drink more than that, and according to their study, most alcohol drinkers drink more than the capacity of the liver, then the fatty degeneration begins to take place. Not only within the liver, but also in other parts of the body, in skin. You know, when you, for instance, if you ever observe the beef of an aged cow, the meat of an aged cow or an aged goat, you will see that there is a net of, a net of hard fiber containing small portions of meat within. And that hard fiber net is made of such forms of fat which are not digestible and which are rich in cholesterol. So they are very dangerous for human health. So this is the actual report study of the doctors who covered a very large field of alcohol drinkers, and they have published these reports that most liver diseases of modern times and most heart diseases of modern times are genuinely to be blamed on alcohol, drinking habits of alcohol. But that is not the only factor. If I enter this area of debate, I should also tell you that there are some other factors which offset the bad effect of this, and overall the whole life pattern has to be studied. For instance, the Italians and the Spanish, they also drink a lot of alcohol, but incidence of heart disease there is much less than that in the Northern Europe, because there are other eating habits which either compound the bad effects of alcohol or decrease that. The medical study tells us that because they eat the vegetative fat from olives, this fat is not bad for health. It in fact helps dissolve some deposited cholesterols in different arteries, etc. It helps, it promotes health of the liver, etc. So that is why the incidence of heart diseases is less in Southern Europe than in the Northern Europe, and the reason is that they use olive oil far more than any other fat. So these are complicated factors, and just the medical reason is never kept in view by religious dictates. That is why I never, out of proportion, emphasize the medical part. No poison is declared to be haram or forbidden. It is left to human common sense. What is bad for you, you should abstain from doing it or using it. But religious dictates, religious teachings are always related to moral health. And that is why in the beginning I only mentioned the moral, the dangers to morality which are related to alcoholism, and I believe that is the reason why it is forbidden. Otherwise, it is good in many other ways. Somebody has caught cold, and if a child suddenly suffers from pneumonia, there is no harm in giving him a teaspoonful or two of brandy or whatever alcohol you have with you. And for such usages, it is not forbidden. That also should be remembered. For good effects of alcohol, Islam does not forbid it. It only forbids it for consumption for the purpose of intoxication.
Alison Lyon, what stand does Islam take on Freemasonry?
On?
Freemasonry.
Freemasons.
Freemasonry.
Oui.
You see, when Islam appeared around 1400 years ago, Freemasonry is only a child of a few centuries before. But what Islam has spoken of is only in principle, which covers all such societies. The Holy Quran says, you do not have secret societies for the sake of designing ill of others or plotting ill for others, ill against others. But you can have secret societies, private societies, which are dedicated to the goodness of man. So the answer, your question can be answered only in relation to the nature of Freemasonry. I have studied the history of Freemasonry. It is wrong to say that it was created by the Jews, as some people insist, and some books have been written in England and elsewhere, trying to prove that Freemasonry was in fact implanted by the Jews. It is their idea. I believe it was made before, innocently, in Scotland by some freethinkers for the purpose of making a society which will be of service to mankind in general. But many organizations, religious and otherwise, have been taken over by many strong mafia-like organizations, and then they employ them for ill purpose, ill intentions, not for goodness. The present state of health of Freemasonry is very questionable. I have read so much about it, for and against, and I can come to the conclusion very safely that it was definitely taken over by some bigger unseen hands, and it was so brought under complete subjugation and control by those unseen hands as to interfere with the politics of such countries where Freemasonry is strong. In one debate which was shown on television, and after that it was stopped somehow, while it should have been good for the education of people to hold such debates publicly, those who were against Freemasonry, they started alleging that it is a Jewish or Israelite, not Israelite, but generally Jewish concept, which was based on the conquest of the world for King David's supremacy over the world. So this idea begins from there, they say. So Zionism, we can say, not Israel or Judaism, but they claim that this has been taken over by Zionism, to promote their purposes.